We love Megyn Kelly on this show. It's always a thrill to have a chat to her. And what are her thoughts about Tucker Carlson's future post-Fox News?
I think Tucker will thrive. And I'm sure, look, I can tell you, Paul, having, people like that lunatic Keith Olbermann saying that I got fired from Fox. I did not get fired from Fox. I got offered a huge deal at Fox, and I chose to leave it because I wanted to raise my family. But things ended badly between me and NBC, and I can say this. It is traumatic when overnight your TV career goes away. It's like you had it one day, and then it's gone the next day. And Tucker, while I'm sure he could go back on the air with certain more conservative news channels, there's no way he's going to get a job offer from any real, large mainstream television network. So let's be honest, there's some trauma involved in the rug being pulled out from under you in this way, especially when you've been that successful. He was winning. He was number one. Yes, he was controversial, but everybody who works in the prime time of Fox News is controversial. And the more numbers you have, the more controversial, the bigger target, the more they want to take you down. So I feel for Tucker. I feel he's strong, but he's not invulnerable. I'm sure this is a shaky time. And I look forward to when he's able to move past this contract resolution, launch his own product, and see that he will 100% still have a very thriving career as a journalist, as a pundit, as a very important commentator in our country.
So Joe Biden's definitely running again, but in the way that he won the presidency, which was staying at home, that's how he announced he's running for it again. This is a guy who talks about defending democracy and transparency and freedom, but does fewer press conferences than any president and didn't even have the balls to go and do his re-announcement speech live.
When I ran for president 4 years ago, I said we're in a battle for the soul of America, and we still are. This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
His re-announcement speech is the way I announced that Strudwick tore off his dog collar post-castration. It was a little homemade video put out on Insta. What's happening? There was nothing about his agenda, which is very interesting. He's clearly not proud to tout it. And there was no live crowd. He wasn't able, obviously, to do it live in front of even a smattering of crowds and applause. Never mind, 10,000, which is what you'd want there, rallying you. Yes, go, like Barack Obama style. No, it was barely an effort to appease the people who wondered whether he was running or not. And there's a reason for that. 70% of the American public does not want him to run again. He's too old. It's not that 80 is too old, period. Alan Dershowitz, this very well-respected professor over here, is 86, and he's on fire intellectually. Sadly, that's not the case for Joe Biden. He can't do it. And even his team knows he can't do it. And so clearly it is COVID 2.0. They don't have COVID to blame, but they're just going to keep him in the basement. They're going to keep him on tape. He's already saying he won't do debates. By the way, Trump is saying the same right now, intimating the same. And so here we go again. We don't know what we're going to get second time around. And we need to know. Not only do we need to know because it's the presidency, but we all know who's in the vice presidential slot. And if she's anywhere near the top job, America must have that knowledge before they vote.
So is he going to win again?
Right now, you'd have to put the money on him. You would. It's very tight. If you look at the general election polls, a Trump versus Biden matchup, a DeSantis versus Biden matchup, within 2 or 3 points, it could go one way or the other, but those are meaningless at this point. You'd have to put the smart money on him for some of the reasons I said. He's the incumbent. He doesn't have good approval ratings. He's down around 42%, but Trump's extremely controversial. And even the GOP is very, very divided right now over DeSantis and whether he should even be in the primary. So I don't see a unifying figure coming out of on the Republican side. No matter who emerges as the nominee, the party's going to be very divided. And the Democrats, though they may be crazy on a lot of these policy issues, they are smart when it comes to how to do politics, and they will get behind their man.